Hi there guys, my name is George and welcome to my Skyforge Closed Beta 4 gameplay. So today I will want to show you the one of the new classes we were introduced into this beta. It is the Knight class. It is actually one of the higher tier classes in the game, but for this beta we were given ability to play with them, so we can test them out and stuff. So I want to show you a bit about them. So first off, I want to go through the abilities before we get into the actual gameplay. So Knight is the defense class. It is also a DPS class if you wanted to make it so. It has your usual stance, which is more towards DPS, and has a barrier stance, which is more towards your tanking class. So this is the barrier class. Once activated, you can stay in it pretty much the whole time. Gives you a bit of the buff, which I will go into it shortly, and you can exit from it whenever you want. So let's go a bit over the abilities, shall we? We also have this new tree area here, which shows us the combinations we can use in each stance. So for DPS stance we can do a few more abilities, actually 2 more extra abilities we have at the end, and then in barrier stance we have only 2 combos. So yeah, and why is that? I will go into it in just a bit. So about the abilities, first one we have spear attack. So this is a basic attack with the left mouse button, which inflicts 6 to 8 damage to the enemy at my level. Since I'm pretty low level, so that's pretty decent, I would say. We have a battering ram, which inflicts 10 to 12 damage to all enemies in front of the knight. So this is a Aeli attack. If at least one enemy is hit, activates impulse charge. So if you hold down this button, the knight will charge forward, delivering blow at the end of the run, and this would require 2 dash charges to be consumed, and collision with the target will end the run. So we can actually test this one out right now. If I think it would be something like that. Yeah. And next we have our other basic abilities. We have Havoc. This is the area of effect. Attack inflicts 23 to 28 damage to enemies in large area around the knight. We have a Falcon attack. Basically what it does, it summons like a lightning falcon from the sky, which attacks the target for several times in a range of 30 yards. So, and inflicts 44 to 52 damage in total. So it's a DOT basically. We have a resolute rebuff, so this is a buff, and which can be enhanced by holding down the button. This is basically your shield absorbs all incoming damage as long as the knight stands still while using it, up to 3 seconds. So when it ends, it inflicts damage to all nearby enemies in the amount equal to the damage absorbed, but no more than 25% of the knight's maximum health. And the monsters are forced to attack the knight for the duration of the attack and 4 seconds after it ends. So basically once you activate this, you will get this shield, which lasts for 3 seconds, and after that it goes into the Aeli attack, which will draw aggro, and this is basically a tanking ability you can use to draw aggro to yourself, which is pretty useful for tanks. And the last one we have unlocked so far is the barrier. Like I said, it is the defensive stance, which can be always active. That it will reduce incoming damage by 25%, but willpower generation rate will be also reduced by 50%, so that is why this tree only has 2 combos and not 4 like this one, which is a DPS tree, which since you have more willpower, it stands to reason that you would be able to do more combos. So there's that. Now let's go over a bit about these other abilities. We have Resolute Strike 2, which is the upgrade of this one. It is strikes, the series of strikes that inflict 19 to 24 damage to the opponent and make them more vulnerable to the knight's attacks for 6 seconds. If the ability is used for 70 points of willpower, it inflicts 79 to 94 damage. So this is a DPS ability which is best used when you have more willpower. So better to keep an eye out for your willpower and use it when that is available. Barrier 2 is basically the upgrade of your barrier defense stat, and additional ability is using the ability at the cost of willpower increases the amount of damage absorbed up to 50% and also inflicts half of that damage back to the enemy, but no more than 15% of knight's maximal health in total. The effects last 6 seconds. We also have the upgraded version of Resolute Rebuff, which is Strongholds, creates a protective barrier that reduces all incoming damage to nearby allies by 80%. So this is more for your group content. The effect lasts as long as the button is held down or until the knight takes damage equal to 33% of their maximum health, lasts up to 7 seconds. So this effect lasts more and also helps your other companions to deflect some damage from them. So that's pretty nice. We also have Tantrum. Now this is a buff for you. It restores 50 points of willpower, increases damage dealt by 40% and weapon range by 50%. And we also have Resolute Defense, which is another buff for you. Generates 50 points of willpower, and abilities that consume willpower will create a shield around the knight that absorbs damage equal to 15% of knight's maximum health for 4 seconds. This lasts for 20 seconds, so this is pretty useful for tanking as well. We also have upgrade for stray attack, which now inflicts 28 damage to 34 damage to enemies around the knight and creates a shield that absorbs damage equal to 2% of the knight's maximum health. And chance of activation depends on the number of affected enemies, and also activates Impulse Charge. So this is another AoE ability which is quite useful. Falcon Fury is one of the upgrades for your Falcon. Falcon hovers above the ground, flapping its wings to slow down the enemies in front of it for 5 seconds. So this is a CC ability that you can use. And we have Falconry, which is an upgrade of this ability, Falcon Attack. It has 2 charge levels. Falcon Attack. The Falcon attacks the select enemy several times, inflicting total damage of 44 by 52. And it has also the second charge is the Cutting Grass. The Falcon flies towards and inflict 36 to 3 damage to all enemies in each path, so it's a bit upgraded skill. And Earthquake is the upgrade of this attack Havoc, which now deals 23 to 80 damage to enemies in a large area around the knight, and also knocks them down and pulls them towards the knight, and I'm assuming this increases your aggro generation as well. After landing, their movement speed is reduced by 75% for 3 seconds. So there's also some CC in that as well, which is pretty nice. And we got a stunning blow, which is another CC. The knight leaps forward the enemy and stuns them for 3.5 seconds. When they land, the knights inflict 19 to 24 damage to nearby targets. So that is also pretty nice. Apart from our main abilities, we have a few talents which we can select over here, which I actually won't go over right now, but this depends on what you want to choose, so it depends on your personal preference if you want to be more tanky or more towards DPS. So yeah, with the skills out of the way, let's go over this mission together and see how this class performs. So the class itself looks more like a Lancer in Terra, I would say. It's pretty decent. First let's try with the DPS stance. In DPS standpoint, it's actually quite weak, I would say. It takes quite a while to kill your enemies. When I played with my Lancer, I would kill enemies much faster. Now let's go into defense stance and try that one. For some reason in this stage my ultimate ability doesn't want to trigger. I'm not sure why that is, but maybe it's a bug or something, but it doesn't trigger for some reason. I just hope it won't be necessary. I'm not really that first into tanking, so I'm just pretty much smacking the buttons as I have abilities at this point. I'm still pretty rusty on this class, but I'm starting to get used to it. So yeah guys, that are pretty much the basics. There's really no need to go through all through entirety of this gameplay, but for you guys to see how this class works. In terms of DPS, it's pretty low, I would say. It's really not the class you want to play by yourself. That's why it's actually the end class, not your starting class, because it's pretty difficult to play with this class at the start, especially when you don't have any abilities. So the best option is pretty much to stay in defense class, from what I found, in defense stance, especially when you are going up against this type of enemies. So yeah guys, that's pretty much it about this class. I don't really need to go all over the entire stage of this. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this little introduction of this knight class into Skyforge Beta 4. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and feel free to comment on the video, rate it up or down, share it around, subscribe, and yeah, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys next time.